Yo, what up? This your boy DC.
And I'm Zach.
And we got the big homie, WayoZone.
Hey, what's good?
You know I'm the one like 2, 3. You know I'm the one like 2, 3. Off with your head like Louis. Why you tryna sweat me? I'm a Coogee. Tryna wear me out, but I'm Gucci. You stupid, well, and I'm Tucci.
How y'all doing?
Pretty good, dude.
We over here, we chilling. How you doing?
I'm good, man. Just cruising through life, you know?
Hey, shout out to the Purple Light special you got going on.
Yeah, man.
Yeah, I love it.
Gotta represent.
That's for all our YouTubers that's watching this. If you're listening to the podcast, let me just kind of paint a picture.
It's live from Minneapolis.
I'm talking Prince Purple all throughout. The background is crazy because this WayoZone, aka Mini Zone, aka Zone, is in the building.
Yeah, man. Way before all that Swiss shit.
Exactly.
Okay, but yeah.
No, but welcome
joking.
to the E-Mix podcast. We're glad that you are here. And Zach, lead us off. What you got, bro?
All right, man. Thanks for coming on. And just to get us started, let everyone know who WayoZone is, how you got into music, and how you got to where you are today.
Oh yeah. So I came to the US for college, and I was a mechanical engineer. And in the process, like, I got really into music because I always grew up listening to hip hop and I really liked it. And in college, I kind of learned how to produce and, you know, hanging out with a lot of musical minded people. And one thing led to the other, where eventually I felt the urgent need to just go all out in music. And here I am.
Mm-hmm.
Cool, man. You said you came to the US. Where do you come from?
Oh, Nigeria.
Oh, tight, man. Tight.
Yeah, I grew up in Lagos.
How long have you been here?
About like 12 years now.
Wow. Awesome.
Yeah.
Do you still go back or?
No, I haven't been back in a minute, but I'm going to go soon when this whole COVID shit is done.
Feel you on that, dude. Feel you on that.
Yeah, it's crazy.
It threw a wrench in everybody's plans, man. Everybody's plans.
Yeah, man.
Yeah,
for
so
sure.
let's talk about that for a second. Like, 2020 is obviously a curveball for everybody. How has it, if it has at all, affected your plans on what you had for 2020?
2020, my plan was more geared towards releasing EPs, doing some videos. But once everything started, I realized, it just made me realize, even no matter how much you plan, you always got to ride the wave of situation, and whatever gets thrown at you, you got to keep moving. So I readjusted my plans so many times this year. I was supposed to drop a video a day after Memorial Day, because I think George Floyd died on Memorial Day. I was supposed to drop a video because my intention was to drop a video every month for the rest of the year. And since he died on Monday, the Tuesday I was supposed to drop it, I found out on Tuesday morning, like, nah, this can't be. I can't like be cool drop. You know what I mean? Like,
yeah.
So that just changed everything too. I took a break off music and writing too, just because I was in that mood. It's not even just a social media thing. It just actually that helped me even, because the next song I wrote after that whole situation was just overwhelmingly, that whole energy of what was going on here just poured out, and I wrote that song really quick. And that kind of got me back into the whole recording process again after that. But long story short, you just got to ride the wave and know I'm just riding the wave, being aware of where everybody's awareness is, and just moving and giving the best at that very moment, because it's never the same every moment. Everything's always changing, and you just got to keep adjusting and keep your core. So that's what I'm doing, man.
So
next month is you don't know what's gonna happen next month. Depending on what happens, I could change my plans again. So that's just how I'm moving.
So how do you like maintain that flexibility when like different situations come up? Because I know it can be super discouraging for certain artists, and sometimes, you know, people just want to like quit at that point. How do you like maintain that flexibility and pivot um, and find a new path to what you're doing?
It's all about having like a finesse mindset, straight up finesse mindset, because you never, most people never have everything they need at that very moment, but what they have, they focus on that, they could put two and two together and make five, so there's always a finesse mindset, making the best of what you got, and seeing ways to have more, just expansion. Yeah,
Yeah.
it sounds easy, but you know,
Yeah, man. Well, it seems like although all like this
not-
craziness is happening, you're still able to put a lot of great content out. Can you talk
thank
about
you.
like your process and your drive and like how you got that drive to just, you know, put multiple things out each month?
So like 2 years ago, when I realized that music, being an artist, is be way beyond just having a dope song and marketing and all that shit. Now it's more like your look, it's always been like that, but now most of the responsibility is falling to the artist, because especially labels are looking for polished artists. They're not looking for someone they could breed.
Mm.
So that forced me to start thinking very artistically beyond just music, and that helped me to gather some more, get some more skills. Like, I learned how to edit videos. I edited some of the videos because I was trying to cut. The goal was to cut on cost,
Mm.
and that helped me with like content creation too. The volume of how much is a lot of risk, man. It's a lot of risk, and I'm like, even though some content might be moving slow, I'm playing the long game. I'm not trying to get a hit right now and
Mm.
blow and be forgotten. I'm playing the long game. It's
So
like,
instead, you're trying to just like keep stuff going, like put out the best content that you can right this second, and
yeah,
know that that will lead eventually to your great hit.
exactly. When it's time for me to go hard on like a hit, people have a lot of content to fall back on and be like, oh, this is dope, this is dope. Not me trying to get a hit. And once that happens, I'm stuck there because people have fallen in
Mm.
love with the hit, not the artist.
Ooh.
So
Yeah, that's a big thing of what's going on right now. I think what you just said is a really, I think the state of where the industry is right now is because of Instagram and your TikToks and all of this.
it's instant
People,
gratification. Yeah,
yeah, people fall in love with the song, not the artist.
Mm.
right.
And you're in a terrible, terrible situation when the song is bigger than the artist. Like
Yeah,
you're done. Like people they don't even care to know you. They just know that they like the song, and once that song is done and it's played out, you're
on to
done
the
and played
next.
out for them.
Yeah, yeah,
It's crazy.
yeah.
It's crazy. So
And it's
that makes me
heartless.
yeah, but that's the game. That's like I said, the state of the industry right now,
Right.
and that brings me to ask you this question: how much thought process, or do you even not even care? You just kind of go organically when you're in the booth and you're in the studio, you're writing to a beat. Are you thinking this is just I want to go for what I'm feeling, or I have to make a hit? Like
It's a
this
mixture
song
of
I'm writing a single. Like, am I writing a single today, or am I just writing a song?
it's a mixture of a lot of things. First of all, like, vibe off the instrumental, because the instrumental is kind of like call and my voice going through it. It's kind of like response. So if the instrumental is already taking you one direction, I always rather go deeper into that trance that the instrumental is already going to, so you feel it more. Because then I'll be doing a service to the instrumental. And as far as like the energy that goes into it is really based on everything that it's hard to describe. It's proverbial shit, man. It's really proverbial because
so if you listen to your catalog,
yeah,
and you be like, I got this many fast songs, this many slow songs, this many Afrobeat type songs, this many hip hop beat, whatever the situation, however you want to break it down, do you look at that and be like, oh, this is the kind of song I'm missing? I need like a radio song. So do you go in there? Yeah.
I'm starting to think that way because a lot of DJs been asking for songs to play at the at clubs, and I realize I don't have as much. I have a handful, and usually that that's one of my goals right now is more club vibey songs and not less introspective, but less chill, laid back music. That would actually show a different side of my artistry too, because a lot of people see me. The way I prefer to move is you see one thing, but it's totally something else beyond what you see when you see like what I'm doing. Because then it gives more. It's like whatever. As far as the type of music, it's usually dictated a lot by the instrumental. So it's hard to make a slow vibe instrumental and make it a party song. It's possible, but it's not.
It's kind of like going against the grain a little bit.
What'd you say?
It's kind of like going against the grain a little bit. It's
exactly
like forcing it into something that it's not almost.
Exactly. It's usually accidental when it happens too. But if you're going for that club music or like that vibey shit, the beat already has to be in that direction. And all you got to do as an artist is just go in there and take it to that next level where it's already gone. So I'm going to be doing more of that though. But
cool.
Yeah, right now the only thing's holding me back is I have 3 EPs I want to get done before the end of the year. And those EPs, they have a certain direction that don't really necessarily permit for club type music.
Yeah. But what type of direction are you trying to go with those
EPs?
Yeah.
The first EP I want to drop is called Nirvana Drama.
Nice.
And it's basically about what's going on right now, and also like slightly conscious music, like slightly uplifting, trying to make people feel some type of bliss or normalcy with all the craziness going on. That's the goal of the project, not really necessarily turn up shit. Then the other EP I want to drop is called Fro Flow, and that's strictly just Afrobeat.
Nice.
Fro Flow?
Fro Flow, yeah.
I dig it.
Nice.
Yeah.
That's what I'm working on right now.
Yeah, man. That's almost done too. Actually, I need like 2 more songs and that'll be done. And the third one is Nirvana Drama, Fro Flow, and Stupid Cupid.
Nice.
So Stupid
I remember
Cupid
you talking about Stupid Cupid. I remember that.
Yeah.
Kind of hard to forget that title.
Yeah.
And kind of give us a little breakdown of what do these titles mean, or do you want to save that?
Yeah.
I'm gonna save it.
It's more okay. This is what I'm trying to do, man. I'm trying because I have different belief system on where like music is going. I feel like after a while, maybe 5-10 years, albums will get extinct slowly because basically the way people consume music, nobody wants to work on 20 songs heavy just for people to consume it after like 2 months, move on to the next thing. It will be smarter to break it down, over a long period of time, because that would conserve your energy as an artist, especially with touring and whatnot and all that stuff. And sounds changing too, people's tastes changing too. So what I'm setting up is creating different projects that show different, put me in different moods, and it's different worlds basically.
So
Different worlds.
in each of those worlds, do you like adapt your voice to each of those EPs? So like, does each EPA have a certain vibe to it overall? And then do you adapt your voice differently for each of those EPs? Or do you kind of have some similarities?
Not necessarily. I want I want people to hear me and know it's me. But at the same time, it's almost kind of like how Kanye does his albums, where like he's still Kanye, but he creates different worlds within those EPs, within those albums. But yeah, I'm doing it on a EP level, trying
That's
to do
cool.
that on the EP level.
I think that's like a great middle ground, dude, because like there's a lot of people that are stopping the whole album process now, because people aren't listening to a whole album right now. A lot of people love
Exactly.
singles, but it's not enough, so like breaking it up into EPs is great because you get a little bit more than just a single, but you don't have to like go through the whole album, you know what I mean?
Exactly, because at the end of the day, most things in reality, it's singles that are actually what people want to hear. And if you think about it, over the years, people have always been wanting singles, but the way the business was structured, like 10 years ago, didn't permit for that, because they had CDs, and to buy a CD to listen to one song or 3 songs of this, but now until people start creating their own brand CDs, having their own playlists and whatnot. But
well, and the
now
problem, go ahead.
But yeah, now that it's all streaming, people just handpick their playlist and just ride it along with the song they really fuck with.
Yeah. Well, and the problem
It's rare
too.
that people.
Sorry, just like the problem with like the full length albums too is like they would work really hard and have that one hit single within that album, and then you'd have like a bunch of filler tracks that weren't as great, and like they're probably doing that to like sell it for the price that normal albums would usually sell at.
Exactly.
But you only have like one great song.
What's fucked up too is some of those tracks you could actually hear they didn't give a fuck when they're doing it. I mean, back then as a kid, I was like listening to it and like, okay. But now listening to it, I'm like, come on, man, you didn't care about that song. We could have done without that. But yeah.
Hell yeah, man. Just to bring it back a little bit, you talked about doing a little bit of production when you started. Is that correct?
Yeah.
Cool. So we're getting a tally down. So what DAW did you start out with?
FL Studio.
All right. Another FL.
FL Studio, man.
Another point for FL.
Do you still produce?
Nah, man. I totally stopped. I'm probably gonna start doing that again in like 1 or 2 years, but not now.
You going back to FL, or are you gonna try something else out?
Probably try something else. I heard Studio. Is it Studio One? I heard Studio One is good.
All right. Yeah. So FL and then a Studio One. Here we go.
Yeah.
Shout out to Personas. Studio One.
Personas.
Yeah. It's Studio One's pretty good. I got a couple people, homeboys that use it. You work on an Apple, right? You work on an Apple. Yeah.
I used to produce on PC. My FL was on PC. I downloaded the FL for a Mac, but I haven't produced anything on it. So I just
FL was only PC, right? For a while.
For a long time.
Yeah.
Yeah, for a long time. So just, if you do start producing again, you're probably going to get Zach hitting you up, trying to convert you over to Ableton. And then you'll have me hitting you up, telling you that you should do Logic.
For really producing a lot? Yeah, that's crazy.
Yeah.
I was told. Some producer told me, it was like, nah, Logic is kind of dated. Studio One, I think the people who created Studio One, they came off a previous DAW, right? They used to work, I think it was Logic, and they just like basically took out all the kinks, all the,
Right.
glitches from previous DAWs, and they made it.
Whoever told you that, tell them DC said to use Logic, and DC makes hits. That's all I know is hits. Me and Logic, all we know is hits.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
I recorded on Logic though, and I really like it, man. I'm gonna be on Logic for a while.
Right. You're only as good as your last hit. And my last 2 hits is shout out to Ariana with Gray Balloon and my homeboy Nehemiah with Warren Payne. I'm 2 for 2. I'm 2 for 2.
Nice.
Yeah. So no, I'm just messing with you, man. Like really to be honest, to be honest with you, for real, is whatever software you're most comfortable with, because
exactly.
unless you have to think and you can just create and put down your ideas from your brain to your computer the fastest, that's gonna be the best program for you.
Exactly. So I think that's why I'm not even trying to use FL anymore, because before I stopped producing, there was a lot of bad habits that I had, and I knew they were there, and it's like I wasn't creating as fast as I wanted to or I should have. So I'm just gonna start fresh with a different DAW. But this is a whole, man. When I was producing, I came up, because what happened to me was I stopped listening to a lot of mainstream music around that time too, and I came up with totally different sounds. Different. When I say different sounds, I mean like they can insert them in certain time frames and they would always work, So I still have a lot of old productions that I could revisit and just clean up and shit like that.
That'd be cool. That'd be super cool, man.
Yeah.
So we're kind of talking about, like, it's all about workflow, and how you get your ideas down the quickest. How do you do that for your lyrics? Because artists do it a bunch of different ways. They may, record some quick vocals on like their voice memo. They might just like type some stuff down in their notepad. What do you do?
It depends on the beat. If it's more lyrical type of beat, like if it's a Jay-Z type of beat, I'll probably already know the cadence I'm gonna use. Then I'll just start writing. And tweaking what I'm writing. So when I start recording, I already know what I'm gonna do. If it's
I totally thought you was gonna say the exact opposite. Because Jay-Z never like wrote. You know what I'm saying? Like Jay-Z type beat, come off the dome. You know what I'm saying?
I know.
But that's dope. That's dope. So some beats will make you write on the pen and pad. Other beats will make you go to your phone.
Notes. Yeah.
Okay, I got you.
Voice notes or like straight record.
That's cool, man.
Yeah. And once I find that pocket, I just go until I need an ear break. When I take that ear break and I come back and it sounds good, I'ma keep going. If not, probably just delete the whole thing, or just take another break.
Yeah. Oh yeah. So outside of like getting inspiration from beats, what other types of places, where do you get like inspiration? Do you like get inspiration from like going outdoors, or just like hanging out, or
hanging out, clubbing, parties, watching TV shows, just
Nice.
life in general, man? I realized that most of writing is actually living your life. So because most of the thought process usually goes on subconsciously. Then I know too much about like how the subconscious mind works at this point, and I try not to go against it. I just let it be, and just self-awareness helps a lot too. Um, I yeah, I don't. Before I used to try to force music to work, but now I don't. Because usually what happens is a lot of energy gets wasted, like either trying to do a song on a beat that it doesn't even actually go with your brand. If someone actually knew what your brand was, if you know what your brand is, you can't do everything, or maybe that moment isn't like the time to do that, or maybe instrumental is kind of dated and you're not vibing with it, but you don't know that you're not vibing with it, but you're still trying to force it. I try to avoid all of that these days.
So pretty much you just try to find beats that instantly it connects with you and
Resonate.
it just pulls stuff out from the experiences that you've had in your own life.
Yeah. Not necessarily experiences, because listen to people talk, you could draw from their experiences too. You watch technically it's your experience because you're absorbing other people's experiences by listening to them or hanging out with them, or
your perception of experiences too.
Yes.
Yeah. Awesome, man. So you said TV shows. What TV shows have you pulled from? I'm interested in that, man.
I wouldn't know. I really wouldn't know.
More of like a subconscious thing?
Yes, it's more subconscious. I wouldn't know.
See, we know some stuff that the audience doesn't know yet. So, did you ever use any cartoons to pull any inspiration from?
I like crazy shit, like really crazy shit. Like Rick and Morty is one of those kind of cartoons.
Bro, yeah. Fucking love that show, dude.
Yeah. It's like a mind expanding type of cartoon where, like, especially like those TV shows that, when you get high and you're just watching and make your mind fly into different places.
Yeah.
They like mind expanding shit.
It's just like a stream of consciousness. Like,
exactly.
It's so weird. Like just one thing leads to the next and it's so fast paced. It's almost like how your brain works naturally in a way.
Right. Exactly. But this is being guided in a,
Well, so speaking of visuals, and because so we're talking about inspiration. You pull some of your inspiration from some of the visuals that you watch, whether it be from YouTube or a cartoon or a movie or whatever. But that's been your focus this year is visuals.
Right.
So how has that changed your your direction and how you've been pivoting in 2020?
How does what change what, actually?
Like, so you've been working on mainly visuals this year.
Right.
I've seen more visuals from you now than ever before, right? Like, it was a time where I felt like, I was like, dude, what does YO even look like, right? You know what I'm saying? Yeah. Till now, like, I'm on, going through YouTube. Oh, YO just released another video. Dope, right? So that's a complete 180. How has that help your brand, or how has that affected maybe your direction on how you've been moving and shaking the past few months?
I just know now that I have more out, and because in the past when I meet people and they asking me about my music and I didn't really have much videos, and I already know, because when you're talking to people and even I listen to what people don't say too, not just what they're saying. So like sometimes you could tell they really like a song, or they just all right, but just hanging out with them more, you could see that they're more about videos. I realize a lot of people were more, especially when you're hanging out, pre-gaming and shit, like people rather have like some videos playing in the background or some, not just music, or even if
it adds an extra element to the environment that
exactly. So that made me think, okay, you know what, everything, especially with social media, everything's visual now. You need to have more of that. So that was one of my focus this year was to have more of that. And actually, sometimes it's weird, like how I write, because sometimes it's like I don't know why I'm saying what I'm saying, but I'm saying it. For example, there's an old song I was like 2020 Visionary, and it just so happened that this year I'm doing a lot of visuals, and I'm thinking about like, oh wait, you know. So and before I forget, you asked me about question how what inspired videos. I know for sure that Robot Chick, was it Robot Chicken? It was one of those. It was one of those that made me think about the real, and just watching videographers and how they move, and like when they're trying to showcase their shit to an artist, they have different clips all chopped up together. So I was like, you know what? Let me chop up like 4 different songs, 4 different verses that people most likely haven't heard, and do a video out of it. So
Robot Chicken inspired Real.
Partially, I guess.
I could see it, dude, because I remember watching Robot Chicken back in the day, and it's like just
I
like
don't
a
even
bunch
like
of
Robot Chicken like that. It's just
I'm just saying I could like see it as just like in Robot Chicken there's like a bunch of short like clips,
it's just
of just like
random
random
shit.
Yeah, exactly. And although like your videos aren't random, they all have like an intent for sure. Like it is like the short little bits to bring you through a different experience.
Right. Yeah, man. Inspiration for man. And a lot of times I just leave it to the videographers, because there's a lot of dope videographers from Minneapolis, man. I was in New York like 3 weeks ago, and just like shooting a video, and like some of the models they're watching like the videos that some of the videos I already released, and they're like amazed about amazed on the videographers too, like not just the videos. Like, man, this is happening in Minneapolis. Yeah, it's crazy. There's a lot of really, really good videographers from here. Some of them are moving to LA too, and they're getting a lot of work right away.
Damn. Let's talk about that a little bit. Because I know like, there's artists out there that, create their music and they're ready for the next step for their visuals. How do you go about finding a good videographer that can also align with your vision?
Man, I'd rather look at their work first before I know who they are. I look at their work. If it's something that resonates with me, even if I don't understand why, as long as it resonates with me, I'll figure out how or who they are and see if their work, I can work with them. I usually have like mood board planned out, the vision to a degree. Like, okay, this is what I want to do. This is what I want to do, and I leave like 60 or 70% of the creative. Let them breathe creatively too. Especially there's a lot of videographers that they're only there to just do their job and just go. They're not there to be creative. They're just there to like shoot, and So, and I've seen that happen in the past several times. I'm like, I can never succumb to that, because a lot of artists fall into that trap where like they just leave the responsibility of the whole creative process to the videographer. And there was one time I was high. I was at a computer store, and I needed a specific type of hard drive. And when I went and I asked like one of the customer service, they like started spewing a bunch of shit that didn't make any sense. I was like, wait, stop! I want this specific shit. Then he just changed his demeanor and just went straight to that thing. Then it hit me like, wow, if you don't know exactly what you want, you leave it to other people to define that shit for you. And from I was like, oh wow, okay, that's how it is. And it applies to like the whole video creating process too. Like, I always know exactly to a degree what I want and what I'm expecting, so that it goes good. If anything, if it falls short, it's not gonna, shoot for the stars, basically.
So,
Yeah,
you got to find someone who's as passionate about the project.
exactly.
It's going to be hard to find really someone who can match your passion on a project of your own, because that's like a different type of passion. But
Yep.
you gotta find those videographers or photographers or whoever you're partnering with that just they have a passion for what they do, regardless of the client. They want the best possible outcome of the project because they know that their name is stamped on it as well. You know what I
Exactly.
mean? And you don't want a yes person. You want someone that like, wants to push the envelope, wants to know your ideas.
Exactly.
You know what I mean? So that's major key, and that's definitely some knowledge that you just dropped, and I think other artists need to like really like take note of that for sure.
Thing is, sometimes you could also see the passion from the work they already got out. Like it's right there. It's like, why you?
That almost like bounced
why
back.
you putting your name on this? Like, you actually comfortable with this? If I already know that I can't see myself doing something like that, and they have that out, and
people don't understand
it's consistent, and there's a pattern to it, that's done. But if I see they going ham like on hard on one side, and some situations you could tell like, oh, maybe it's because the artist was this way, or the artist didn't even know what they wanted. I'll be like, oh, okay, he's good, but maybe there was some reason why the artist didn't even have a vision in the first place or something. But it's usually dope when I fuck with a videographer and we just vibing off each other, and it just goes like the the dude who shot it. He's a up and coming videographer. He's gonna be one of the dopest videographers within the next, I'll say, few years, maybe even quicker. But
hell yeah,
benefit of doubt.
So do you work with multiple videographers, or have you kind of like found your guy? Okay, cool.
Yeah, multiple videographers.
And you have them for like different situations, like, hey, you may use one person on, one EP and then another on the next. Yeah,
different situations. I think about the song. I think about their availability, because sometimes they're just like booked, or especially with the whole COVID thing, everyone's moving a little different. So it's just finessing, man. Just finessing with the whole situation.
Yeah.
Because the plan I have last week could change, just based on circumstances,
Yeah. 100%.
Well, I know you're talking about how good the visual scene is in Minneapolis, but how? I mean, my fault. But how good is the artistry out there? Like what's the music scene out there?
Music is dope, man. It's a lot of I feel like it's the same thing with every city. There's a lot of unheard dope artists, and everyone is just grinding. But I would say there's no like one particular sound that you hear and be like, oh, this is a Minneapolis sound. There isn't that yet.
Okay. So
a few producers
the sound is still wide open.
Sound is still wide open.
The sound is going to be dictated from whoever makes it and gets that hit from that region.
A lot of people get hits, but still not like a defining sound,
So, would you say your sound falls into something even kind of remotely close to what that region sounds like?
I don't think so. I've been working a lot with Airwolf. It's been like my main producer, like most of basically all the projects that I've been working on. And his production style is totally unique. It's totally different. And I feel like a lot of artists, sometimes when they even hear his beats, they don't even know how to attack it. But me being experienced as an artist and knowing how to like vibe with different moods, the synergy is crazy, and we always come up with some crazy shit. So like with time, I'll say like it's also the same thing with Future and Metro Boomin. Like there was a time when Metro Boomin wasn't a lot of artists were turning this, you know, they didn't want to get on his beats because it sounded a little different until Future made it like something, and everybody started rushing to get that Metro Boomin sound. It's almost similar, but you know, in this situation, it could actually be a new genre style. You know, like not genre, but like a new defining sound.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, but
is like, for example, where you're at.
mm-hmm.
I guess I can kind of compare it to where we're at. We're in Atlanta, so like, you know what that Atlanta sound is like.
Yeah.
You know, Atlanta music is, you know, everywhere. So it sounds like they're more open to all different kind of sounds, because on the flip side, the reason why I'm asking is I look at that as a smaller market. I'm from a smaller market like Cleveland. Cleveland, you got your Bones, you got your, you know, your Machine Gun Kellys, but like the core sound of Cleveland was very like, you knew when I can listen to someone and I'm like, oh, they must be from Cleveland, because the beats sound a certain kind of way, the flow is like a certain kind of way. You know what I'm saying? And sometimes, you know, and no shade to my family back in Cleveland, I love you guys, but like when people try to make music that kind of didn't fit that Cleveland mode or Cleveland sound, you know, people are just like, you know what I'm saying? I don't understand it. You know, are they kind of like that? And that's still the Midwest too. I mean, you represent the Midwest as well. So.
Yeah, I know exactly what you're talking about, because a lot of the same field that you're explaining, a lot of our artists stuck with that boom bap style. But the thing about it is, within the past, I'll say 5 years or 3 years, because I haven't really been, to be honest, I haven't really been following the Minneapolis music scene for a very long time. It seems like there's more artists that are coming up, and it's very chaotic. There's no one sound they can hear and be like, this is Minneapolis sound anymore. I mean, like 8 years ago, you could hear a sound. The thing is, you hear boom bap. It's not necessarily a Minneapolis sound. It's just boom bap. But a lot of people are going with that vibe.
Okay.
Yeah.
I mean, it's a timeless vibe. You know what I'm saying? It's been around for a hot little minute.
Yeah, I don't know, man.
Because
I feel like
that.
people's tastes are changing. You know, people. I feel like that sound was good for then, and people only listen to travel back to that sound. They don't want to hear new boom. I mean, I'm speaking in general. I'm not speaking because obviously there's people that want to hear that new boom bap today, but for the most part, the general consensus is that people want to hear some new shit.
Okay.
They get tired of old shit, and these days they get tired of shit quicker.
Attention span, like,
yeah, it's very zigzaggy.
Zach, what you got?
Yeah, so I just was wondering, you kind of touched on this a little bit, but how do you balance the business side of things and the creative side of things? Because a lot of artists struggle with that, and we'd love to hear what your input is on that, because
man,
it's hard as a creative to jump into the marketing mindset and wear those different hats.
Jeez, it's almost like Split, man. You seen that movie Split?
No. What happens?
This dude had different personalities. It's like the one, anyways, he had multiple personalities, and different characters kept coming up in different times and shit like that. I pretty much have to do the same thing, like use different emails for different purposes. And you know, when you send emails on as you know, not just that, but like you just have to wear the hat, like the thinking hat, like I'm my manager now, or I'm a marketer right now. But also in a way where like you don't seem, thing with marketing actually is you don't want to come off as a marketer. because people are sick of ads. The more ads there are, the more, I can't stand ads. How many times, people skip ads every day.
Yeah.
So
you want to come off more as just being authentic and real and just
as
who you are.
as indirect as possible. And the thing about it is, you always got to think inside the people's heads that you're trying to push the idea to, because what usually happens is people get caught up in their own thought process and forget who they're communicating with, and get so absorbed.
So you almost just like put yourself in their shoes.
Exactly.
Like, what would I want to see, or like how would I want to be like spoken to, essentially?
Exactly.
Who is there anybody like mainstream or like household name that kind of attacks that in the ideal way?
As far as marketing?
Mm-hmm.
I hate to say it, but I'll say Kanye. The thing is, most of the people that are really good at marketing right now are fucked up. I don't know if they got consumed by, because this shit is a dark side to this whole social media shit, man. It's people want to see the shit that they wouldn't admit to themselves, and those things get a lot of views. So there's this dark side
Ye has not always been dark Ye, and he still managed to do numbers, right?
Exactly. He still always finds a way to be at the top of the media when he wants to. He finds a way. So it's like he sees what's going on right now, what's going on at that moment, and he figures out a outlandish or some crazy ass shit to do to actually affect reality in a way where everybody's thinking or talking about him. Like, it's this saying I heard at the top of my tip of the tongue, like, you go somewhere, like, oh, did you see what Kanye did? Like, he always finds a way to do that.
I've never seen a YO approach like that though.
No, man. It's something I have to like breed myself into. Eventually I could be like that, but at the moment I'm not. Yeah, at the moment that's not my focus right now. I don't want to. I can't do everything
there's
at
a
the same time.
possibility I'm gonna scroll through the gram and be like, "Yo, what is YO on right now?"
Yeah,
you know, I'm gonna have like I'm gonna call you like, "Yo, you good? You all right?" And you be like, "Yo, fam, bro."
You're like, marketing.
Yeah, marketing 202.
You're like, dude, nothing's going on, bro. It's literally just marketing.
Yeah, it's just a fucking social media.
All right. Facts. And then, some people need to remember it's just social media.
Exactly.
Yeah, that's crazy. That's crazy, man. 2020. Wow. Yeah. So let's talk about what Zach was talking about, wearing these hats. Who finds the videographer?
I do.
Okay. Who helps you pick out the beats?
There's a period where Airwolf, he just sent me a lot of beats, and I just go in on all of them. I wasn't as.
So if he sent it, you doing something to it?
But yeah, there was a time that was, but now I'm trying to, pace my energy because I can't do everything at the same time, and focusing on a lot of things at the same time. So these days I pick and choose, but yeah.
Who comes up with the treatment for the video? Do you come up with the initial idea for the video, and then the videographer kind of like takes it and runs with it?
Yeah. I put a baseline. I don't make it so exact to the point where they don't have any room to create. But depending on if I'm working with someone I know isn't as creative to my expectation, I might go a little harder on that. But for the most part, I do it that way and they run with it.
What would you say the percentage is for that, like the amount of direction that you give them? Like, do you have like 60% control? They have 40, or?
All that shit is in a flux. For example, I could have like 90%. Okay, this is how this should be. This is how that should be. And during the time of shooting, things just happen, and they're taking different clips, and it just changes during the process. So like flow, man.
Yeah, it's just about like being flexible within
whatever
situation you're in.
Yeah, the vibe.
Being in the moment.
Yeah, the heat of the moment. A lot of shit. It's never happened, but I know it could happen where the script could totally change during the heat of the moment. But that's a very risky thing to do. But if you know it works and it's like guaranteed gonna work, if I know, I'll let it be. But still have the the first idea as a backup just in case.
Why? Who picks the video girls?
I
do, man.
That is a great question.
It just depends, man. It depends. It depends. The world does, man.
No, I got you. Real like a more serious hat that you have to wear is release dates and distribution company that you use. So I want to know, why do you pick the dates that you pick, and why do you distribute it the way that you distribute it?
The dates that I pick, usually a lot of projects that I do, especially with Airwolf, because he's a visionary too. He has a very strong grip and like knowledge on like hip hop. Like he's always knowing. He'd be calling a lot of artists out, like Pop Smoke. Like Pop Smoke had probably like 50K on his first the party video. It had like 50K, and like, yo, this dude is about to be a star at 50K. So he'd be knowing like we be talking about how things are going and when works best and whatnot. But
so you guys are kind of like a team on that. You're basing it off of like what's going on at the moment as well. Just
like everybody that's involved in the project, I talk to them and let them know this is what's going on. Try to keep everybody in the loop so that if there's something that was oversight that I didn't notice, they could be like, nah. But yeah,
cool, man.
And these days there's a lot of things you can't control. Like look at Lil Yachty, he dropped the album. He dropped the whole album, and next thing you know, everything went left and nobody heard it. Not nobody, but
it didn't do what it should have done.
Right. So much money, so much time, so much energy spent on it.
So are you DistroKid? Like
DistroKid.
DistroKid, okay.
Tally.
Yeah, I might need some advice on that too. Like, I need distribution advice. Marketing, I definitely always need marketing advice. I need help, bro.
No, dude.
No, but that's why we talk about it.
Is great, man.
Yeah, I mean, me and Zach, we have these conversations all the time. This is the reason why I wanted to like bring it up, because like this is a real thing that a lot of artists they're scared to kind of go down this part of the journey, because it's not necessarily being creative and being in the booth and shooting a music video. Now it's like, oh, all right, you know what I'm saying? Let me do some research. Let me weigh the pros and cons. But DistroKid, I love DistroKid. Shout out to them.
Yeah, man.
We'll put if you're on YouTube, we'll put a link in the description. We have a promo code for you can get a discount on DistroKid.
Oh, dope.
Through email.
I should.
Yeah. So we'll put that on there. Yeah, for sure. We should, Emacs, we try to help however we can. But I mean that little stuff is just important. So I just wanted to see kind of like, how many hats you was wearing and how, you know, you process that kind of stuff. So that's super dope. I mean, this is what me and Zach were talking about and trying to figure out is YouTube. I feel like you got a real better handle on YouTube than we do.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean? That's what we're trying to figure out. It's kind of cool, the anticipation when I see a WayoZone premiere and then you got like a date. You know what I'm saying? I'm like, all right, okay,
Yeah.
it's on the way. You know what I mean?
Still got a lot to learn on YouTube, but yeah, over the years, man, I felt like my experience with helping, I won't mention their names, but I helped a few other artists with like marketing and you know, writing the process in the booth, especially like some signed label artists. I helped them a lot in the process, in their process and growth. And at the time, this was even probably before I was heavy into producing. At the time, all that experience just accumulates, you know, administrative knowledge, seeing how people move behind the scenes and all of that. Just it builds up to, it's just kind of like internship, and you don't realize that it's artist development too, and you don't realize these days a lot of artists, they go to artist development without even knowing that that's what they're doing.
Let me ask you a tough question. It may be tough, it may not be. WayoZone a decade from now, what does that look like?
I can't say, man, because like I said, everything's changing, and I can't have a solidified idea. All I know is my core will still be the same as far as who I am, like at the core, but it will be at the best or optimal level of whatever that situation is. The sounds is always going to keep changing, and things you can't really predict where the sound is changing, even if you're the facilitator of the change, because everybody in the game is is on the board, and the board is constantly changing based on everybody that's in it, behind the scenes and in the scenes. So yeah, I can't say. All I know is I'll be dope as fuck.
Okay, that's what I was
like
trying
that.
to. That's what I was waiting on. Right.
Yeah.
10 years is, at the end of the day, 10 years is looking bright.
Yeah, has to be. It is bright as fuck.
Zach, what you got?
So in 10 years, when you're dope as fuck, you already are dope as fuck, but what artists are you going to be working with? Dream artist.
Dream artist.
Or producer.
That's a very interesting thing. And I'll say like 3 years ago, I would think, oh, I want to work with Jay-Z, or I want to work with you know, Kanye, but I don't really care too much for that anymore, because the pyramid is flipped. It's getting flipped from like this way to this way.
Yeah.
There's a lot of dope artists that are gonna be on top at the same time and doing their thing. I feel like the only reason why the pyramid will still exist is a lot of money being pushed behind labels, on the marketing side of things and whatnot. I want to work with Wizkid for sure. I want to work with maybe, if it's possible, I want to work with Sade. If it's possible, I want to work with Three Stacks. If it's possible, I want to work with Uzi. If it's possible, I want to work with Burna Boy, sure, yeah.
Burna Boy, nice.
Oh yeah, dude. So you got them lined up.
Yeah, there's a whole lot of.
He went a little international there with Burna Boy and WizKid. You know what I'm saying? Just keeping it global. You know what I mean?
global shit, man.
Keeping
Like
it global.
I want to work with the.
Out of those, though, who do you think you would vibe with the best?
Vibe with the best?
Yeah, just based off of their style and their branding.
Kid Cudi. I didn't mention Kid Cudi, but I want to work with Kid Cudi.
Hell
think
yeah.
that would vibe a
I
lot.
can see that.
Hey,
Hell
how did
yeah.
I not mention him either? We were just talking about Cleveland. We were just talking about Cleveland. The homie, the big bro, Kid Cudi. Yo, you and Kid Cudi, for real. I might be a little biased. That would be dope. That song would be crazy.
That'd be tight.
Yeah.
That song. No, because both of you guys' pocket is like a melodic pocket. Like the way you guys, like, especially recent with your songs as of late, Ryo. Like you like you legit hold notes. You know what I'm talking about?
Yeah.
So and that's what Cudi has been on for a while. And the last record that we mixed for you, you know, that was a real like conscious record talking about some real life. You know what I'm saying? And that's what Cudi's been on lately too. So I think that would be dope.
Yeah. I have a whole lot of artists, but I don't want to just, you know, at some point it's going to be like, and I'm not too big on trying to work with artists anymore, because I just see everything like, you know, everyone's got their own shit going on in the world right now.
Like
it's
going
just
solo, or
huh?
Do you usually like just going solo?
Not necessarily. It's just like, I don't know, maybe it's just the mood of 2020, man. It's just
a lot of time to yourself in 2020.
yeah. Yep.
It's still been some dope collabs this year, you know.
I actually want to work with the Mod Son too. Mod Son, he's from here too. He's really dope.
Okay.
I want to work with him. I work with a lot of, you know, artists that I fuck with from here already, which is good. I'm just checking off like.
Was Fade Away the last time you really had a collab?
That EP, the Surreal Real EP, had a few collabs.
That's still one of my favorite
songs.
Thanks, that's still one of my favorite songs. Yeah, I'm looking through your joints right now. That Come Over video you just released a month ago, that was a really different take. I never seen that side. I don't think it really showed. That record just felt different. It was more up tempo, more Afrobeat. It was dope.
I got a feature on that song, Saeed Brown, and we're gonna drop the full which I was on DistroKid last night. Actually, I was uploading the song, and we're gonna drop it on 8/1/8/18.
Nice.
That's a good date. So that's what I was asking. I'm like, yo, who picks the dates? Is the dates?
That was just yesterday. I was looking like shit. I want to drop this shit sooner. Like, when works. It's like 8/1/8. It looks good. It's on a Tuesday.
Right.
Yeah.
Right.
Oh yeah, man. Quick question, diving into this is just like a little fun question we like to ask. But what is one thing that your fans don't know about you that you could tell us right now?
Damn.
It could be personal. It could be personal or business or like music related.
I've kind of already alluded to a lot of things that. I started out as a dancer.
Oh, no way.
Yeah,
I didn't
not
even know that.
professional dancer. Like, I knew how to dance, and that kind of I stopped dancing for a long time, and I think what happened was that expression came out in a different way, and I became a super lyrical artist, because when I first started writing music, I was super lyrical, like extremely, and that kind of the dancing thing just evolved to me writing music and recording, you know. And I learned how to sing like 5 years ago.
Okay.
What type of
I just learned. I didn't know how to sing at all. What'd you say?
What type of dances did you do?
It was just more like hip hop dances.
Nice, dude. I used to do hip hop dance back in the day. It was fun.
So they didn't know. People didn't. This is something that they didn't know, because when you really started putting out music or content, you stopped dancing at that point.
Nah, man, I stopped dancing ages ago. Maybe like,
Oh, okay. So like you talking about like a long time.
yeah, like probably
Okay.
08, I stopped dancing.
And
Before.
then will we be able to see some of your dance moves in
Nah.
future music video? No, now you're not gonna bust
Oh
a
yeah,
move.
in future, yeah, possibly,
yeah.
yeah. No, in future for sure, yeah.
Hell yeah, man.
But yeah, like the other thing I would say, I didn't know how to sing for shit until like 5 years ago. I figured out, oh wait, you could actually do this shit. And I did more research. Yeah.
You woke up and was like, oh yeah, you can do that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
A lot of research and hack my voice, basically, man.
How did you hack your voice? Like, what was the process of that?
Just, vocal practices, a lot of YouTube videos.
Nice. YouTube University.
Yeah, YouTube University. Like, you can learn any fucking thing on YouTube these days, man. Anything.
All right.
At some point, I feel like YouTube probably gonna be selling some pills where you just take it and you have all the information you need, shit like that.
Yeah, that's YouTube's 10-year plan for sure.
Yeah.
What you guys at?
So we kind of talked about like inspiration and stuff, but what do you do on the opposite end of that? So like if you ever get creative blocks, how do you get over those hurdles?
Creative blocks. If I got a creative block, it means my mind is not there. My mind is on something else. I always have to stop and figure out what exactly is making me, got my mind somewhere else in the first place. So I just like stop, entirely just stop and just do other shit and maybe come back to it later.
So find the purpose of what is making you distracted in a way, almost.
Yeah. Sometimes it's just I don't say procrastination. It could be like fear. All I gotta do things I'm aware of when it's just, oh, I need to get warmed up into it, versus yeah, I'm not in the mood. Someone pissed me off, and it's just my mind is more on that than what I'm trying to do. So yeah, it's too different. I just gotta know exactly where my head and my mind is at to know exactly what is going on.
How do you practice something like that? Because I feel like it may be hard for a lot of people to have that self-awareness in a way and take a step back. And what is your process to getting to that point of finding that self-awareness?
It's kind of catalog where your mind goes. It's like watching your mind, know exactly the why behind why you're thinking what you're thinking, what's causing it. Just doing it more. The more you do it, the more you know. Doesn't mean you'll be perfect, but if you kind of like, the more you do it, the more you just kind of know. And I would say 90% of your subconscious mind is your body. You gotta know what you're feeling in your body. Usually a lot of people live their lives from the neck up, so they're always in their head. They're not like thinking with their body. And the more you think with your body, the more you kind of know exactly what's going on. And yeah.
I love that, man.
It's a lot of jewels in this episode.
Oh,
yeah. Wayo ain't come to play tonight. Ain't come to play tonight, bro. Hey, what's your take on the female artist scene right now? I feel like it's more female artists out more now than ever. How you feel about that?
It's dope, man. It's forcing a lot of it's like all the bullshit is coming to light, I guess. A lot of females have really good voice. They got a really good voice, and they're using it.
Right. Yeah.
And speaking of like the whole dark side of humanity, obviously sex sells, and people are complaining about the fact that you know, like everything is getting more like sexualized and shit. But the reality is that's what people want. If that's not what people want, that shit won't sell. So people are actually voting for it without knowing because they're watching that shit.
They're
So
subconsciously voting for
exactly.
it.
So you can't complain about reality. It's just a part of it, man. Like that's what people want to see. So they're seeing it.
What would you feel? So this was a 2-part question. So like, now we finally have like a handful of female artists that are able to kind of like share the spotlight and like, do their own thing and, coexist. Is that a sign of showing that maybe hip hop in general, urban music, rap, R&B, like we're opening up this space for more, maybe even international artists? Because I feel like for so many years, it's been like just so kind of like closed off and shut in, that with now more women being able to like kind of shine, we can get more international artists in. Because I feel like it's like it's like here in the U.S. and then like people from Canada. You know what I mean? Like your Tories and your Drakes and, Biebers and whatever. But like outside of that, it's like they kind of keep that door closed. So you as an international artist, I consider you as an international artist. Like do you feel that pressure or not really?
It's interesting because like the internet made a lot of shit flat. I would say like 10 years ago, you wouldn't expect a lot of African artists that are, doing their thing now would be here. Like Wizkid got a song with her, and he's getting played on radios finally, even after he had like other bigger songs here that weren't getting as much play. I
and
feel
even Davido's success here in the States and all that too.
Exactly, Davido too. It's definitely opening up, but also a lot of the factors pushing it is the labels, because if they're not getting a piece of the pie, they're not
gonna support it.
They're not gonna support it. And that's one aspect. That's one factor. The other factor is the what people actually want to hear, and that could be manufactured from like dances and shit like that, or like some goofy shit or some really dope shit on the internet. And because like these days there's usually a lot of factors that make a lot of songs tick. It's not just how good the song is anymore. There's a lot of for example, like UK drill. That shit kind of evolved too, but when it started, it was alright, it was cool. And you have like Drake doing like UK drill for real, and he's killing it. And one thing that I'm noticing is that as he's doing it, he's getting better at it too. Like, so like he might actually do like a really, really crazy drill song that goes big, and the floodgates just open. The only thing, because I grew up listening to a lot of UK music too. I grew up listening to grime, garage, I feel like the disadvantage that a lot of them have is the accent, and everybody already kind of knows.
Advantage or disadvantage?
Disadvantage.
Oh, it's really?
Like it's because people, especially here, the perception here is like, there's a perception that a lot of Americans that grew up on hip hop have about how the UK accent is. Some people just can't get past the accent, but some other artists are so good that they're so like clear that they cut through that shit. Like Skepta is one of them. Dave too. Dave is one of them. There'll be a handful of more that will be able to do that. I'm just, if I'm being narrow as far as like just the UK, but
no, the UK is a good example. because if anything is gonna cross over, it'll probably be UK, right? I mean, you got your LMAs and stuff, that's able to get radio play here, but that's like more on the R&B side. It's tougher to hear something come over on the rap side from the UK over here and get like
Yeah.
get like some real serious play. You know what I'm saying?
Yes. True.
Right. So I don't know. I was maybe this isn't the year for it. Maybe even not even next year. But you know, I just see kind of like a shift. You know what I mean?
I just thought about something right now. Like, so the internet made, I'll say, the world flat. Everybody's watching the same shit
Right.
for the most part. Not necessarily, but for the most part, if someone wants to participate in, what's going on, like culturally in any area, you could actually pay attention and see. You could actually watch the market, see what's popping, see what's not popping. So that being said, it's more unpredictable where or what goes off from where,
Right. I see what you're saying.
Someone from India, like, could actually be aware of, okay, this is how people fuck with music over here. And even though traveling to a different region, traveling around gives you a different perspective because you're there, you're absorbing all, like, the whole ambience, the energy and everything, vibing with the people, you actually absorb and know what people fuck with on, on a deeper level. But like, even watching it online, actually, you get some of that. So over time, when people have seen that and they're watching like a lot of American media, like entertainment, movies and shit like that, it makes it easier for things to pop up from anywhere in the world. If something goes, it's just like Opa Gangnam Style, how it just came out from nowhere, like,
right.
So there could be more of that, just random places that you wouldn't expect.
Yeah, that was crazy. Like, that took over the world, that song, for a smooth 5-6 months, right?
So
like,
long, dude.
Yeah, that was crazy, man. YO, man, appreciate you coming on the podcast. That's all I got. I don't know if Zach got any more.
Yeah, man. Just one last question. You've already given a bunch of great advice and just talked about your experiences and stuff. But if someone was interested in getting into music, whether that be, producer, artist, someone who just wants to work in the music industry in general, what is one piece of advice that you would give, like the golden piece of advice that you'd give to that artist?
Follow your instincts, man. Follow your heart, because whatever got you to want to do that, if the reason is pure, then that reason would manifest itself in the right way. Because like, people get into this shit for different reasons. If it's a bad reason, like, oh, you just want to cash out, not that that's a bad reason. If you would actually know, if you follow your heart, you know exactly how to do that. Because people be getting advice from, people be taking in the wrong advice just out of not being self-aware on why they're trying to do what they're trying to do in the first place.
So like, follow your heart and your instincts.
And just absorb as much as possible. Not as much as possible. Cut out the noise, because there's a lot of noise. Yeah, it's a lot of noise, but just, I don't know, man. No one's got the answers.
No worries, man. I think that was a great answer for sure.
Yeah, for sure. Yeah.
But yeah, man, thank you so much for coming on the Mix
Thanks
podcast.
for having me, man.
Yeah, man.
I really appreciate it.
Of course.
I've been rocking with you guys for years. Like, it's really dope to actually.
We appreciate it, brother. And before we jump into your song, In Your Feelings, tell everyone your social media handles so they can give you a follow.
Yeah, my social media is WayoZone. That's WayoZone. Been dropping a lot of videos this year, and actually in 2 weeks, today's Tuesday, right? So in exactly 2 weeks, I got another video
Awesome, man.
Yeah, I got another video on the 24th of August. It's a cartoon video. It's gonna be the first cartoon video, animation video I've ever done. So it's featuring Novion and Dwayne Rollins. They both from the Twin Cities too. The song is called "Friend or Foe." It's gonna be one for the books.
Oh, is that the one? Friend or Foe?
Yeah, Friend or Foe.
Hey, I remember that record. Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah, that was mixed by E-Mix.
Yep.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
No, that's a dope record. So that's the video that we're releasing. It's an animation video.
Yeah.
Was that a way to social distance and still do a video?
Yeah, exactly. It's just finessing, man. It's all finessing.
Right.
Like, this is going on. Like we can't all be in the same place at the same time. Let's make this shit work.
Awesome, man. Well, thanks again so much for coming on. We're gonna drop your song "In Your Feelings" right now. Thank you so much, dude.
Yo, we got WayoZone. We got Zakeda in the building. We about to drop "In Your Feelings." Wait, what song?
"In Your Feelings."
In your feelings right now, and we about to turn up, and y'all need to play that back like 18 times to get them streams and them views up. And thank you for coming on the E-Mix podcast. And
that was Airwolf
on
too.
The next one. Bow.
Peace.
Why you in your feelings? Why you in your feelings? Acting full busy, yeah. Why you in your feelings? Bitch, you ain't no dentist. You are not a dentist. Bitch, you ain't no dentist. You are not a dentist. Why you wanna put dirt on me? Why you wanna put dirt on me? Damn, I thought you used to hold me. Damn, I thought you used to hold me. Nah, look at you phony. Niggas these days two-faced. When they come to the blue face. Bad energy, yeah. Separate, I do not hesitate. Meditate, I do not medicate. Levitate, yeah, I'ma elevate. Got the kid, then I'ma celebrate. Winning, cause I'm hella great. Why you in your feelings? Why you in your feelings? Acting full busy, yeah. Why you in your feelings? Bitch, you ain't no dentist. You are not a dentist. Bitch, you ain't no dentist. You are not a dentist. Ooh. You know I'm the one like 2, 3. You know I'm the one like 2, 3. Off with your head like Louis. Why you tryna sweat me? I'm a coochie. Tryna wear me out, but I'm Gucci. You stupid, well, and I'm Tucci. I'm a G up, I'm a new G. Better know who when I'm in a hoodie. Don't matter if you're ready, I'm a Fuji. I'm a Goku coming in a Gucci. Got fed in my pocket like a foodie. High stakes, but I'm heading for the blue cheese. With a baddie looking for the rookie. Tryna play me, but I ain't a rookie. Why you in your feelings? Why you in your feelings? Acting full busy, yeah. Why you in your feelings? Bitch, you ain't no dentist. You are not a dentist. Bitch, you ain't no dentist. You are not a dentist.
Why you in your feelings, yeah? Feeling so emotionless. Hop up out the whip, I see Lil' Shawty, hope she notice this. 2020 focus, bitch. I be on some other shit. In here with my brothers, bitch. We out here, yeah, we getting rich. Ballin' just like pimpin', we been pimpin', yeah. In that game like, yeah, ball like 2K, yeah.